Nursing as a profession began here in 1885 with a few European nuns at the Singapore General Hospital. Maud Perera graduated from Raffles Girls' School and became a trainee nurse at the St. Andrew's Mission Hospital. In 1928, she qualified as a nurse and in the following year joined the Public Health Service as a staff nurse, a first for an Asian. Maud supervised other nurses and soon began her rise to a nursing sister. She became second in command to Health Sister Ida M.M. Simmons from Scotland. Over the next 2 decades, the two women transformed infant and maternal health care in Singapore, reducing the infant mortality rate from 263 to 57 deaths per 1,000 babies. When Ida retired in 1948, Maud was promoted to act as the public health matron, another first for an Asian. She supervised more than 20 maternity and child welfare centers. In 1958, Maud was awarded the MBE in recognition of her public health work here. She retired in 1962 and later moved to England to live with her daughter Sylvia.
And I wish more people knew about her, because she didn't get there without working hard. She worked hard from the beginning, when she was started off as a probation nurse. And of course, working in the old days, in the rural areas, it was not easy.
Maud was very much her own person, and she very much, through her strength of character, her deep moral outlook, those were factors that drove her to do the right thing and to do what she felt was right.
Meira Chand is one of Singapore's internationally acclaimed novelists. 3 of her 9 published novels were longlisted for the Booker Prize. Another was selected by Oprah Winfrey for her recommended reading list, a book of the month by a UK chain, and longlisted for a literary award in Ireland. Meira was born to a Swiss mother and Indian father in England during World War II. She moved to Japan with her late husband and raised 2 children while teaching at an international school. It was the move to India that got her writing, first on short stories.
When you really begin to look at people's lives within those societies, human beings are the same everywhere, and it really was very sustaining in a way to discover the common humanity of people, whatever religion, whatever culture, whatever position they were living in. Our oneness our commonality is the same.
In 1990, Meira's novel House of the Sun was adapted for the stage in London. It was the first Asian play with an all-Asian cast and direction to be performed there. She moved to Singapore in 1997 and later became a citizen. Here, my multiplicity of identities was not only nothing out of the ordinary, but was valued and embraced, she said. In 2015 and 2022, a story written by Meira became the LKY musical, staged in Singapore. It was nominated for the Live Theatre Awards, including Best Original Script. Beyond her writing, Meira has been involved in various programs to develop the literary arts and nurture young writers. In 2023, Meira was awarded the Cultural Medallion, Singapore's highest accolade for the arts. Nurses are described as the backbone of healthcare systems because they provide critical support across clinical, emotional, and logistical domains. They produce leaders such as Pauline Tan. Pauline chose nursing initially to support her family and siblings financially, and eventually she took on leadership roles at the Institute of Mental Health and Thomson Medical Centre. Pauline was appointed the Ministry of Health's Chief Nursing Officer in 2007. After 36 years rising through the ranks as a nurse, Pauline became Chief Executive Officer of Yishun Community Hospital in 2015. She is the first nurse to attain such a position in Singapore. Over the years, Pauline's responsibilities extended beyond bedside care. She managed clinical operations, emergency preparedness and crisis response. Pauline also represented Singapore at several international nursing committees and work groups locally and abroad. In 2018, Pauline moved to Shanghai to become the CEO of an orthopedic hospital. She was also in charge of nursing standards across a network of hospitals, nursing homes and clinics there. In 2023, she returned to Singapore. Throughout her career, Pauline championed the professional identity of nurses.
I've always believed that nurses can take on bigger roles and take on, wider scope of work. But somehow, one is that they were not given the opportunity, and number two, even if they were, a lot of them kind of like are socialized into thinking that they can't do it. They don't have the skills and wherewithal to make it happen. So I decided that I must break that mindset, because if you don't start somewhere, this entire paradigm will never be broken.
Angelene Chan's interest in design and building began as a child growing up in Malaysia. At 12, she sketched designs and helped pick materials for the family home renovations. She went on to study architecture at the University of Adelaide, where she graduated top of her class. She worked in Canberra, got married, and in 1990 moved to Singapore. At DP Architects, Angelene worked on many significant projects that would change Singapore's built landscape. International projects include Noon Square in Seoul and the 1.12 million square metre Dubai Mall. Angelene rose through the ranks to become the first female CEO of DP Architects. After 5 years, she was appointed its executive chairman.
You're always building for people. Stay curious longer than everybody else, Really learn about everything that matters in architecture. From design to philosophy to climate to sustainability. And then you will find that when you learn wider, your thoughts will also go deeper when you design buildings. And I think that's important.
In 2018, Angelene became the first woman to receive the Designer of the Year award at the President's Design Awards. In 2022, she was awarded the M&D Medallion for her contributions as a board member of Singapore's Board of Architects and the Professional Engineers Board. When Shalini Arulanandam completed her A-levels, she applied for a Singapore Armed Forces scholarship to study medicine.
They told me that the scholarship was only available to men at the time and that women were not invited to apply. And that was when I thought that if we really wanted to recruit women, wouldn't it be nice if the women had a female face to see if they were going to see a doctor in the SAF? And a few days later, they called me.
There were two conditions. She had to get an offer from a medical school and pass the officer cadet course. Shalini was not only accepted to study medicine at the National University of Singapore, but was also named the best cadet at the Officer Cadet School and became the first woman to receive the SAF scholarship to study medicine. After graduating, Shalini joined the Navy as a medical officer. In 2015, she completed her specialty training to become an ear, nose and throat surgeon in the UK. In 2018, Shalini was seconded to the SCDF as its chief medical officer for 3 years. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, she found herself in charge of 83 emergency ambulances manned by more than 1,400 emergency medical personnel. Shalini regularly joined her crew on swabbing duties, including for foreign workers at their dormitories. In 2021, she became the first woman to be appointed commander of the SAF Medical Corps Military Medicine Institute. Shalini was also promoted to colonel. Since 2023, Shalini has been appointed Chief Medical Officer of the Home Team in the Ministry of Home Affairs. She is also a senior consultant ENT surgeon at the Singapore General Hospital. Shalini is married to a surgeon and they have 3 children.